Happy Monday, everybody! What's everybody been knitting or working on this week? There's Charlie. He's watching all the kids in the neighborhood zip up and down the street on their bikes. It's been the first day of school here where I live for one of my children and the whole rest of the district. But let's introduce myself. Hi, my name is Leah. I am Pygmy Tiger Knits on Instagram. I am an avid knitter, crafter, mother, wife, friend. Welcome. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much. And those of you who this is your first time, this is a knitting podcast and sometimes a sewing podcast or just a general craft podcast, mainly knitting and some just general shenanigans of a stay-at-home mom of three beautiful girls. Like I said, today was my middle daughter's, Lucy, her very first day of preschool, and she rocked it. She just went right in, bye, Mom, in her green dress. So Edie doesn't start for another couple weeks at her outdoor preschool, which is a super awesome concept. We love it so much, but Lucy isn't old enough yet. Next year she will be going there, but can't wait for that. But in the meantime, Lucy's at her current school and she's loving it. And I just had a realization today when I'm at home with just my oldest and youngest, and my youngest was super tired and taking a nap because of course we get up at 6:45 on school days, that after I drop off the big two and she goes down for a nap, it might be a good fitness moment for mommy. So I'm excited about that new routine in my life. I'll keep getting on my fitness. I love it. It makes me feel good. Helps me both mentally and physically. So can't wait for that. Yay! This weekend, our shenanigans were my brother-in-law and nephew came to visit, and we went to a local park. It's with Genesee County Parks. It's called Crossroad and Huckleberry Village, which I used to go to as a kid, so it was really fun taking my kids. But they had a special event this weekend where Thomas the Train came, and they have a whole engine, Thomas the Train engine, that they tour around and travel with, which is crazy. And he pulls the train, and our nephew's just totally into it. So we all went in 94-degree temperatures. It was lovely. We were melting. The kids had an absolute blast. It was very hot and dusty. But to watch my kids ride the more than 100-year-old carousel that I used to ride as a little girl, and the Ferris wheel that is deceptively fast, and enjoy that, it was really a special moment. I can't wait to go when the weather is cooler. Like, give me a 60-degree day, 50-degree, sweatshirt and jeans kind of weather. And then hopefully we can explore a little bit more because it was just so hot. But it was really fun. And then we ended the night with DoorDash Happy Meals on the front lawn in our blow-up pool because that's the most level space in our entire yard. So we're those people who hang out in their blow-up pool in the front yard with their kids on a Saturday night. I'm sure our neighbors love it. Our neighbors are all great. They're all great, wonderful people. I'm sure they really loved it when we did Maggie's first birthday photo shoot with the siblings, and then it ended up with all three girls riding their bikes down the sidewalk naked. That was, but I will cherish that photo forever. It is so good. Just so good. So, yeah, kicking back off into the school year. Charlie, don't rub on that, babe. Don't. Charlie's trying to rub on my light remote here, and he's moving my camera. Sorry. So when I was a teacher, the first good month of the school year was reconditioning yourself to be exhausted and still function at the end of the day. I would be so exhausted by the end of the workday that I would go home and crash for a couple hours before I could get up and function, or just go to bed at like 7. So it's kind of like that also when you're a parent and getting your kids going. So I was just super out of it today, just really tired. So it's going to take a little bit to get back in the groove. I am kind of grateful for like the staggered school year release of Lucy going just by herself first and getting her set in her routine. And then we'll add Edie in because I will be driving and dropping Lucy off, then driving across town and dropping Edie off, and then coming back home or running errands or whatever I need to do before I need to do pickup. So it'll be interesting. So I was a super monogamous knitter this week because I was just very much into getting my Second Avenue wrap done, which I'm happy to say I did. I finished it last night. So last time I talked to you, I was here last Monday night and I knit all of the rest. So here's the full wrap. I still have to sew in my ends, and it does say to lightly block, so I'm not gonna aggressively block, but I think it's obviously just to get these edges curled and to let the yarn bloom and set the lace pattern a little bit. So I'll block that this week with some blocking wires and lay that flat on my foam. And I can't decide if I want to weave in my ends before or after, because sometimes, I don't know, I'm kind of a mixed bag there. But it is super soft, super cozy. I will be excited to have this on my person when the temperatures get cooler. It's super cozy. And I mean, guys, this is huge. I haven't measured it yet because it's not blocked, but I mean, how wide this is, it could literally be a sweater. So basically, I knit a sweater in like 10 days because this is fingering weight, and it was on, I believe, size 6 needles. So huge. And again, it was with Plucky Primo fingering in all colors that were dyed custom for Woolen Honey. And it's dreamy and beautiful, and I love it. It's so cozy. Maybe I'll have enough extras to make Maggie a cute little sweater. We'll see. I have to weigh them all, see where I'm at. So that is really all I knit this week. Last night, though, I did cast on a sock. Whoops, water bottle down. I did cast on a sock, and I'm keeping my current Christmas sock whips in my new Christmas bag, fabric from Crimson Tape. So I wound up 3 skeins. The first one that I did choose to cast on is a color from Chelsea Yarns over in New Jersey. This is how it's working up so far. Let me set that down so I can use both my hands. And here's one of my cute little progress keepers from the Gnome Knitter in Alaska. So this is her Halle Berry colorway. And it came with the contrasting red, which is such a pretty red. It's like a deep, deep, deep cranberry color. And then while I was caking, I just decided to wind up 3. The next one I chose, I was just decided, let's do all the moody ones. So this is Christmas at Hogwarts, circa 2018, from Molly from A Homespun House. And then I also have this one caked up from, I'm totally drawing a nib link on the dyer, but once I get to casting it on, I'll share that with you. So I'll keep going on this one tonight. Hoping to at least get through the heel. Maybe we'll see how much more. So that's what we're working on right now. And I also bagged up my Christmas sweater is in here. So I will be casting that on this week as well. I just need to go through my pattern and figure out the exact size I need and get the needles in there and cast that on. Yay, sweater. Again, I'm hoping to get through at least the yoke before my Seattle trip, so that way it'll just be easy breezy stockinette knitting on the body while I am on the plane and traveling and moseying. And of course the soccer too will be coming. I'm also really excited to go out there. There's a new yarn shop on Bainbridge Island, which of course riding a ferry is always a mandatory thing when you go to Seattle. Like, you know, did you really visit Seattle if you didn't ride a ferry? So we're going to go out to Bainbridge Island to that new yarn shop. And again, I'm having just a total brain fart day and forgot the name of it. It is one of the sisters that originally was part of Plucky Knitter. So I'm very excited. There's lots of amazing colors. I want to say it's something like the Lamb and Kid is the name of it. Lamb and Kid. I knew it had something to do with a goat. Well, when Brenton got home today, there was a lovely, lovely squishy mail package in the mail that he brought in. And I'm always like, dun, dun, dun. But it is not 1, not 2, but 3 skeins from Painted Tiger. Hopefully that's focusing. She's the one who makes this awesome red, white, and blue stars and stripes color, because I had some requests for Christmas, so I ordered one. I also messaged her, and also, guys, don't ever hesitate to message dyers if you need something. I said, can I just buy a undyed skein off you? That little bit of green is just from the tie, so that's not part of it. Undyed skeins. That way I have the same base for heel, toes, and cuffs, because I really find with self-striping yarn, I really like to break it up with a mini, so that way my stripes don't get wonky right around the heel. So she was very wonderful and let me purchase that. Something else that came in the mail was a double squish mail day. This dyer is called the Wool Baron. Such a cool label. Very like Cubist, Picasso, sheep kind of thing. She's a Canadian dyer, and she does some really beautiful self stripes, and I was like, oh, gotta have some of that. This one's called Ugly Sweater Party, which I can't decide if I want to call it a Christmas colorway. I mean, there are ugly Christmas sweaters on the label, so it counts as a Christmas sock. Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't even realize that when I bought it. I was just like, ooh, that looks like interesting self-stripe. This one was an oak colorway. This one was an oak colorway, which is a one-of-a-kind color. And it's got like a blue and a mustard and a speckly. I really like that she includes some speckles in her stripes. And again, I messaged her. What, baby? Okay. I gotta help put a diaper on. And we're back. Sorry. Got interrupted by Miss Lucy, who we are trying to encourage greatly to start using the potty, and she came downstairs. So I don't know if she was on camera with her naked bottom half, but I will be editing that out. And I don't know if she came on camera while I was still talking about this yarn or not. So we're going to show it one more time. I guess I get to learn how to edit today. I had a goal of learning how to edit before Christmas came around, because I do really want to do Vlogmas. Not just for the knitting, but for just documenting that special time with my family and to see what we did. I just thought it would be just such a cool like visual diary of what the holidays were like, and it'll always be there for them. So I guess I get to learn sooner rather than later. So anyway, this is another colorway. It's an oak, which oak stands for one of a kind. And like, oh, these like dreamy speckles. Oh man, I am all for a speckle stripe. There's one skein that I've been hounding for and waiting, because she doesn't really advertise when she updates. She just kind of drops it in the shop. So there's this one that I'm hunting for, and she does assure me that she will keep making it as long as there's the demand for it. So I will get it eventually. She also, I was touched base with her about purchasing some undyed minis for heels, toes, and cuffs, and she very graciously added that to my order for me. So see, you just got to talk to people. Well, I know today's a bit shorter of a podcast, and I intended it to be that way, because I mean, my goodness, I spent so much time working on this, but I don't regret it. None of it. I almost feel like Doctor Who with that crazy long scarf. I know how people knit the Doctor Who scarf, and I never watched Doctor Who. Does it? I don't know if I need to. I think I probably should at some point. I just haven't done it yet. So remove a stitch marker. I'm going to spend the rest of my night probably weaving in ends and working on a new sock and watching Schitt's Creek with my husband, which if you have not watched Schitt's Creek, do yourself a favor and do it, because it is such a good show. And I tried giving it a run by myself and watched the first season and just really couldn't get into it, so I gave it a break for a long time, and then I hopped back on the bandwagon and got on season 2, and then just like completely fell in love and blazed through the whole series. And it's really nice to have one of those binge-worthy series that's the episodes are only like 22 minutes. It was great. And now my husband is now starting over, so I'm rewatching it with him. And it's such a good show. It's funny, bit ridiculous, but funny. The fashion's hilarious in the small town with these like super posh people, and how much they're loyal and love each other, and also just the non-judgment of your relationships, especially with David. And he says one of his very famous lines, "I'm into the wine, not the label," is just such a, I don't know, it's a great, great, great show. Or I might watch the Friends reunion on HBO Max because I haven't watched that yet. And how sad is that? Because I'm a diehard Friends fan. So working on this, get things done and wrapped up. Keep working on them. Cast on my Christmas sweater this week. Keep working on my Christmas socks. Very excited to keep making more of my other socks. Just love it. I'm waiting for Night Owl Fibers. I ordered another colorway from her, another self-striping, and I will be very, very excited to get that in the mail soon as well. And I'm still waiting for my yarn from a homespun house to finish these beauties up, because oh my god, I just love it. And I ordered a sweater quantity, and I would love to start figuring out what sweater I'm going to make. If I want to figure out a way to just copy this motif and design my own and use the Tin Can Knits Strange Brew recipe to figure that out. I'm really anxious to get started. I would really, really love it on my body so much. I'm very much a product knitter. If you don't know, there's generally two kinds of knitters. You're a process or a product knitter. The product knitter really wants the object, wants it done, so they're just super motivated to do it. And then there's the process knitter who really just enjoys the act of knitting, each stitch one at a time. And I feel like I'm a hybrid. I'm a bit of both. I very much like the end product, so I'm quite speedy. But I still very much enjoy the process of knitting, that repetitive motion, the taking sticks and string and creating something from scratch, and how it just kind of magically appears. It's such a cool process. I love it. But I'm also no stranger to, I made a mistake. Pull, if it's a big enough mistake and it's going to bug me, I will pull it out and not mind, because I want it how I want it. I want to be happy with my end product. So, it just kind of depends on the thing. And also because I have 3 children and minimal amount of time during the day where I'm able to knit undistracted, I have developed quite speedy knitting skills, which is why I think I'm able to produce so much. Like this year, I think I'm almost at 30 pairs of socks this year already, and it's August, which I think is really cool. So we'll see how many finished objects I have at the end of the year. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all spend a little bit of time on you and doing what you love to do. And if you're a mom or a parent and have your kids going back to school, I hope that you are also taking a little bit of rest time while they're at school, because it's exhausting for us parents as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.